Well, we all saw firsthand the impact of Hurricane Milton, the flooding that ensued, the high winds, the tornadoes that caused some problems. Now, it was not as severe as anticipated, but still, many are today, this morning as we speak, still reeling from the impact and doing the massive task of cleanup. Millions, probably billions in losses. And we know home insurance there in Florida, quite expensive. In some cases, 20,000 USD a year. So many folks on that West Coast did not have insurance, so the loss is total. Skies are clear now. However, the cleanup continues. Some nationals join us on the Zoom line this morning from Royal Palm Beach. Anthony Fagaro, he's to the top of the Zoom line. Good morning to you, Anthony.
Good morning. Good morning, Jason. Good morning, everyone.
Indeed. And Kevin Amoroso, resident of Fort Myers, to the bottom there of the Zoom line. Kevin, good morning to you.
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing?
Well, listen, we are good, and more, I guess importantly, we want to know how you guys are doing, especially in terms of the area. Clearly, you're talking to us on Zoom, so electricity is back. I know there would have been a cut for about 3 million customers would have been impacted with no electricity. Tell me, probably, Anthony, and then Kevin, when did current come back for you?
Actually, we pretty much maintained our electricity. There was a short loss sometimes during the wee hours of the morning. And the way we actually notice is when we wake up, some of the clocks were reset. So that's how we actually knew. But for the most part, fortunately, where we were okay. Kevin?
Yeah, for us on the West Coast, we're on the West Coast, so the storm really came in through us, a little north of us. So we lost power about 9 o'clock the night before. And it didn't come back on until about 11 last night.
Wow, so you were without current for quite a while. Kevin, what impact did you incur personally in terms of your personal residence and even the community, the area close to you?
So where I am, I'm about 25 minutes away from Fort Myers Beach. So we lost a lot of roof tiles this time around. Last time Hurricane Ian, we lost roof tiles again as well. The wind played a big part in this one. So roof tiles, so the fight now is with the insurance companies for that one. But other than that, other than the roof, we didn't have any major flooding this time around. So just really trying to pick up the pieces after that one.
Yeah, Anthony, tell us about things on your side. I heard there was lots of flooding, at least your area and surrounding communities. Give us the details.
That's right. In the Royal Palm area, there was some areas with some severe flooding, others not. My particular area, primarily our concern was the tornadoes. I think that was one of the main differences that we noticed with this hurricane versus previous, which is the actual advent and the frequency of which they were occurring. So that was actually our major concern, was ensuring or hoping that a hurricane would not touch down necessarily in our area, because there were many that were around us that actually experienced the effects of that. Our pretty much day yesterday was spent just doing some minor cleanup, tree branches, that were broken, limbs. So basically just a cleanup, but thankfully no flooding, and thankfully no major damage.
Kevin, and of course, Anthony, you could weigh in after. Tell me about the psychological impact of a hurricane. For those who are in the eye of the storm, you live now in Florida. It's a place that clearly we have seen over the last couple of years. The frequency, it's the severity. I could recall as far back as 1992 with Hurricane Andrew. We were probably all living in Trinidad at the time. But that impact was tremendous since 92 and even beyond. But now we're seeing the frequency, the intensity. Walk me through just that mental hurdle of dealing with it before and after.
It's a good question, Jay. Listen, I was telling my wife yesterday, I said, look, this is number 4 for us. And it doesn't get easier. It does play with your mental a little bit. Growing up in Trinidad, you have storms that come through all the time, but now it really does play with your mental, because you have to protect your family in a different way. You have to, you have to take care of your home. It's not easy, man. It's not easy, but you get over it. Hurricane Ian, we had Hurricane Ian was, in my opinion, a little worse than this one. That really took a toll on us mentally, financially as well too. Milton, not as much, but you do get the little pieces of depression seeping in here. Oh my God, we don't have lights. How we gonna cook? But the kids actually help make it better, because they're excited to, lights turning off, what games we're gonna play, what we're gonna cook, what we're gonna eat, so the kids make it a lot better. But for us as adults, it does take a toll on us from time to time, yeah.
I can only imagine, Anthony. Does it also play on your your mental well-being?
It actually definitely does. I would agree with Kevin. This is the third one for us, I believe, and since moving to Florida. And it's definitely different, because you have kids, you have responsibilities. It is not just, let's say, for the most part, for those with families, you start thinking about their safety, not necessarily just yours. So it's the preparation, it's the lead up. Did I do everything that I was supposed to do? All the windows closed, sealed, the shutters, if you have that, garage doors, those things. So you definitely start. So it's not just a hurricane, but it's the prep, at least a week or two before it gets there, making sure that, you are following the news, is your phone's charged. So it definitely takes a toll mentally. And then once it passes, of course, you then have the cleanup and the assessment of the damages. Well, so it's definitely ongoing.
And in that regard, because yes, there is that mental and I would imagine psychological impact, but there's also the financial impact. Let's crunch some figures. What's insurance like? I'm hearing in some cases 20,000 USD a year. And because of that, many people on that coastline had no insurance. So the damage, from what I understand, is total. What's the insurance conversation like in Florida? Let's probably start with Kevin, and then we'll move to Anthony.
The insurance, boy, it's tough, J-Dub. It's tough because, like I said, I've been dealing with Hurricane Ian damages since 22.
Still up to now?
Still filing a roof claim. Still fighting back and forth. I had water intrusion, so I live in a pretty decent community. So. Pay my insurance every month.
What's your premium? What's your premium like? If you mind,
No. So I pay about $8,500 a year, which is good. I don't have to carry flood insurance. If you carry flood insurance, it's a lot more, right? So it's not crazy high, but then again, for people who pay insurances, you pay your every month. Right? When something happens, you file your claim, you expect something to happen. You don't expect the insurance company to fight you back and say, well, no, this is how much we're going to give you. So that fight is a big fight. So now we have to, after this storm, we lost more roof tiles. We have to go back in, file another claim, and start that process all over again. So, when I say, man, the mental part behind it, I was literally having this conversation with my wife right before Milton hit. Look, we're going to have to go and do this stuff all over again, right? So, like Anthony was saying, the preparation for it, my mental preparation was all right, in the event something happens, how are we going to be dealing with this with the insurance company? Take pictures before, take pictures after. As soon as the storm is over, upload these pictures to the website, make sure that we're making phone calls. So that is the difficult, in my opinion, that's the difficult part of these storms, is dealing with the insurance, the administration part of it, and trying to figure that out. Because a lot of times, yes, people paying up to 20 grand. Fortunately for me, I pay right under 10 grand a year, but it's dealing with them. At the end of the day, it's tough.
Yeah, I mean that's close to 59,000 TT a year for insurance for your home. That's a tall order. Anthony, is it a similar challenge for you in Fort Myers? No, you're in Royal Palm. You're in Royal Palm.
Right.
Yeah.
In the West Palm area, it's a little bit different. I'm close to that, just slightly under 10. So mid-9s is my premiums for the year. And I have seen the insurance rates, double for us here within the last 6 years of me living here. So it's definitely been interesting, and seeing how that has really affected the market, from housing, because of the significant cost of not just having and maintaining a home, but also having the insurance, and seeing those premiums, double and triple for some people.
Wow, that is indeed tough. I want to thank you all for being so, open, transparent with us, sharing with us at least you're safe. You all went through Helene, then Milton. Here's hoping that's the end of it for 2024. You can recoup and get yourself back in a gear. Any closing remarks? We have a couple of seconds before we wrap things up. I'll start with Kevin, and then we'll go on to Anthony.
Just, we're safe. A lot of us keep in good spirits. We cook, we text one another. Thank goodness we had cell service. Cell service didn't really go out this time. So, just being able to communicate with friends and family was good this time around. But we're safe here, enjoying it, and, we're resilient, and we're going to continue to move on.
Thank you, Kevin. Anthony, closing remarks?
Yeah, same. I would definitely agree, and also continue to keep those families and loved ones in your thoughts and prayers for those that did have more severe damage and are still recovering. So definitely, it's part of the offset, the trade-off for living in Florida, right? You have to consider hurricanes, with everything else. So definitely keep those in your thoughts and prayers.
Anthony and Kevin, thank you so much for touching base this morning and giving us in real time the feedback, the aftermath of Milton. Be safe. All the best.
Thanks,
Take care.
For sure. We're going to head across to Sweet Tobago. That's right. The man's name, the hero who made that amazing swim, John Prokop. He joins us on the Zoom line to talk about that great feat and the purpose behind his legendary swim. The Great Swim is what they call it. A matter of fact, they should make a movie off of this, This is movie stuff. John, he joins us on the Zoom line next.